Without any context, I want all of you to tell me what you think this thing resembles. You know what? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said the Dalai Lama, I would 100% agree with you. If you said Gollum, I can't argue with you there. And if you said Will Smith's husband, I would say bingo. Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad, yeah, you know that guy, tight. Then you are getting a medal, and you're getting another medal for hitting the like button and subscribing. Let's get to 90,000 subscribers now. We went from Crash Bandicoot to Power Lesbians in Space. Wow, just amazing. 10 out of 10. You know, in this new Tiger Woods Intergalactic PGA Tour 2020, I mean the Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, this game is the perfect example that Naughty Dog needs the old yellow treatment. And yes, that's another Breaking Bad reference. If you got that, you're getting another medal. That makes 3 medals. Because this dog just isn't naughty anymore. From the studio that brought you The Last of Us, The Last of Us Remastered, The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered again, and The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, PS5, The Last of Us Complete Edition. We now have new information on their new dog. The Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, a game that looks so bad that the main character even looks like she's tired of it. Because the expression on her face screams, I'm better than everybody else. Yes, a girl boss just shaving her head in front of a mirror, needing no man. Just edgy woke stuff, ladies and gents. Because when I really think about it, if the protagonist doesn't even believe in the world that she lives in, why would I want to spend even a moment playing it? And it's not even the ugly character design. I don't really care if she looks like a supermodel or not. It's the trite, annoying girl boss, stupid, snarky attitude. Look, I gotta be honest, the stupid female character choices in video games like this is driving me through the roof. I just want to grab an intergalactic space brick and throw it at this character's head. Because it took them 7 years to make an average woke, and now they're having some really bad problems with the game. See, Naughty Dog is just a dead dog in 2025. Almost everybody who built the studio from the ground up with great stories are no longer there. The only people that are still there are the freaks, and what they are going through right now is proof that Naughty Dog died when Amy Hennig was forced out. Now, the Naughty Dog studio orders employee overtime for Intergalactic, the Sony-owned game makers, have been racing to hit a December deadline. You know, let me just say it real quick. The protagonist in this story, let's just call her Vin Diesel, is already super unlikable. I don't want to hear her speak. I don't give a damn about her story. Who the hell is going to want to play this when it comes out, when you have to be faced with this thing? Nobody. That's who. Now, who the hell is stupid enough to even consider buying a game from Neil Cuckman? Anything even remotely coming from that freak is destined to fail. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. Let's get to the article. Jeez. Now, employees at Sony Naughty Dog Studio working mandatory overtime to finish a demo for their next game, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, reviving an infamous workplace tradition that is increasingly frowned upon across the industry. Yay, whoop-de-doo, Merry Crunchmas, everyone. Let's all pull together and get this schlop out the door as fast as possible. Yo, listen, just imagine sacrificing time away from your family, time away from your kids to work overtime on a demo for a trash game like this. That's just awful. I would literally spend overtime working shoveling dog shit than doing that. I mean, who the hell would want to work overtime crunching on a game like this, all for a demo that 99% of people won't waste their time on? They might play it for a few seconds, but the moment they're faced with this freak, they'll just click off. I mean, hell, just imagine the first piece of dialogue to come out of this person's mouth. Whoever's playing it will take one listen at that dialogue and know exactly what this game is riddled with, and then just stop playing. No, thank you. Unless they recast the lead actress and remove any stupid messaging from the game, I don't see how they can turn this thing around. I mean, if the crunch will be focused on adding a hair to the protagonist's head, then maybe, you know what, maybe I might play it for a few seconds. Now, for the past 7 weeks, the Santa Monica, that sounds like a very hippie town, based studio from The Last of Us has been pushing its staff to work long hours. Oh my god, the horror, to get ready for an upcoming review of the demo by its parent company. You know, it's funny, when all these studios started making these really dumb decisions decisions, they drove all the quality developers out and replaced them with the lazy millennial developers, and now it takes hundreds of millions of dollars to produce low-quality garbage like this, only to get outsold by an indie game made by a single developer in his boxer shorts. Crazy times. Starting in late October, staff were asked to begin working a minimum of 8 extra hours a week, logging in their overtime in an internal spreadsheet, said the people who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. This overtime period was an attempt to get the production back on track after several missed deadlines. Oh my god, if the crunch time is coming into work 5 days a week and doing an extra 8 hours of overtime, then these developers should be thankful to work in an industry where the busy periods are so easy and all you have to do is work an extra day. Wow, my heart bleeds for you. For how much of a toll it must take on you, 50-hour work weeks are not that long. Most of the world's proper jobs require that. The only positive way to look at this for the consumer is that Sony has cracked the whip, and Naughty Dog is so scared of losing millions of dollars on promoting these perversions that they finally put a wig on this bold person and started making a good game. We all know that's not what's happening here. Also, we should highlight that the team missed multiple deadlines. Maybe that's their way of subtly telling Sony that they worked 7 years on a game that has Concord-level protagonists, and that they are no longer wasting their time making this schlop. Anyway, look, you're telling me that the incompetent studio that utterly failed to deliver the promised Last of Us 2 multiplayer mode has failed on meeting deadlines and now have to somehow create a demo, let alone a whole game. Yeah, not a chance that will happen. They are cooked. Anyway, listen, I think most of us just want a well-written character and not an over-the-top Mary Sue. If you ask most women, I don't think they'd want to play as the female Vin Diesel. I think they'd much rather play as like Eve from Stellar Blade. I mean, who is this game even for? It doesn't appeal to the men out there who are the majority of console and PC gamers, and it doesn't really appeal to women either, so the only people it appeals to are the activists. Oh, and of course the simps like Neil Cuckman, who just loves making they-them protagonists stronger than him. But then again, a butterfly is probably more stronger than him. Now, all they had to do was just give us a sci-fi Kung Lao with a laser hat, and everybody would buy that day one. Or even, how about having the Lalo Salamanca character from Better Call Saul as the main character? He's already in the game, apparently. Just make him the main character and it would be a massive hit. But no, they just have way too much of an ego. Anyway, on that bombshell, shout out to Amy Hennig, Manic Sour.
So much thought went into this, and I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about coming back to these characters and revisiting what that ending means. No one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea. And
are you sure about that?
Really, The Last of Us is about these two characters specifically. All I ask is the fans of the first ones, put some faith in us, trust us, we're going to do right by you.
I mean, do you think